Ultima 7 Part 2 picks up the story about 18 months after the destruction of the Black Gate, and the Avatars discovered some troubling news.
My liege, all we found among Battlin's belongings was this enchanted scroll, and a map showing the way to a place called the Serpent Isle.
Indeed.
Really? It took you 18 months before you finally decided to go searching through his stuff, the Archmage who attempted to bring an evil red god into the world and teleported away from you vowing revenge? It only just now occurred to you to go looking through his stuff to see if he had a backup plan written down somewhere?
No, you cannot do that! You must not! Damn you, Avatar! Damn you!
Okay, well, that's done. I'm on vacation! Woo!
Well, shouldn't we look for the wizard who built the Black Gate in case he tries to build another one?
Yeah, eventually. Hey, who's coming to Buccaneer's Den? We hurry, we can still catch happy hour. I'm driving! Chicks dig the magic carpet! Woo!
Stand back!
Backlin, in the unlikely event that the Avatar stops me from coming through the Black Gate, I command you to follow the unwitting female human Gweno to the Serpent Isle. There I shall outline my plan to destroy Britannia.
Oh, and you should probably destroy this scroll too, just in case they take the bizarre investigative leap and actually search through your belongings. And since when did the Guardian start handing out his orders on magic holographic scrolls anyway? We've seen he's perfectly capable of telepathic communication between dimensions, and Batlin was the guy he started talking to in Britannia from the beginning. You're telling me Batlin couldn't remember the phrase, "Go to Serpent Isle"? He had to keep that magic scroll laying around for future reference?
'Tis my worst fear. I must send the Avatar through the pillars to the Serpent Isle.
My second worst fear is eating a loaf of bread laced with rat poison, but that seems unlikely to pass. Your ship passes between the serpent pillars and teleports away to end up immediately beached on a strange and distant land, the eponymous Serpent Isle. And hey, I even used the word eponymous correctly. And you remember how I complained in my scathing review of Ultima Underworld 2 that even though you're a 9-time savior of Britannia, for some reason you start your adventure with no weapons or armor or spells? Well, in this game, you and your companions arrive on Serpent Isle armed to the teeth with all the swag you got in the Black Gate and more. Everyone's got everything! Magic armor, magic bows, magic arrows, magic throwing axes, magic shields, magic spears, and magic helmets, magic everything, a sword that protects you from magic, and you've remembered to pack your fully loaded spellbook along with the most powerful weapon in existence, the Black Sword. Although, we did forget one thing. We kind of forgot to pack the magic carpet. I mean, being able to fly might have been slightly, kind of, massively useful, but whatever. I mean, finally some common sense, right? The world's greatest heroes actually start the adventure prepared. And then seconds later, you all get struck by lightning repeatedly, which instead of killing you, teleports every single piece of equipment away. Because God hates me. But you know what? I'm not even mad, because at least this game gives you a reason all your equipment goes missing. At least it's not Underworld 2, where the only explanation is you showed up to a party fat and out of shape and wearing nothing but burlap. At least here it's part of the plot. And that reason is the island is racked with bizarre magic storms called teleport storms. When something here is struck by lightning, it's replaced by something else, something completely random from somewhere else on the island. So my precious black sword is now replaced by a rock. And I'm now wearing a woman's fur cap in place of my magic helm. I've got someone's silk stockings, and, you know, I think I kind of got the shaft on this particular exchange. But at least it motivates you to go questing to find your missing items and get them back. This place is pretty weird, though, and you get in trouble right away. See, the people here aren't exactly the biggest fans of Lord British. I mean, join the club, right? Me neither. I figure we should get along great. Pompous crown-wearing douchebag. But the rest of your companions freaking love the guy for some reason. Even when it becomes clear that everyone else on Serpent Isle hates British and has basically demonized the guy historically, your boys just carry on raising toasts to the idiot and singing songs about him in bars, which gets you arrested and put on trial for treason almost immediately. Why did they hate the guy? Well, back in the DOS era, before we had more than 3 colors in our games, Lord British wasn't the only sovereign around. The land was called Caesarea back then. Remember all those other kings in Ultima 1 who had their own captive princesses? Yeah, well, when Lord British came forward and proclaims that he's discovered the one true religion based on a book he found that comes from outer space, a few people had some understandable objections. Turns out people don't like having a stupid fakey theology imposed on them by royal mandate. Turns out people kinda get suspicious when only one copy of this holy scripture exists, and it's hidden behind impenetrable magic wards, and only one man can even look at it. And this asshole is supposed to be your messiah. Yeah, let's just say a few people called bullshit on Lord British. So in the end, these people who objected, 3 entire nations of people, were forced to leave the planet entirely, because they wanted to continue pursuing their own philosophical beliefs free of persecution. Still thinking Lord British is a good guy, he declares himself king over the entire planet, crushed all resistance before him, creates his own theocratic monarchy, and instead of tolerating any other form of worship or religious belief in his domain, forced thousands of people into extra-dimensional exile. What an asshole! This intolerant prick refuses to even countenance the presence of those who don't blindly follow his made-up religion without question. This wouldn't be the first or last time this would happen either. I mean, in Ultima 6, he didn't even attempt to pursue diplomatic relations with the gargoyles either. He just sends the Avatar to go slaughter everyone who threatens his precious shrines. In fact, the only reason he accepts a truce in the first place is when the Avatar forcibly imposes one on him by giving one of the vortex lenses to the Gargoyle King. What makes British even worse is that his religion is actually a complete lie. A lie that's revealed when you get to Serpent Isle and find the ruins of the ancient people who used to live there, a race of people called the Ophidians. The Ophidians believed in godlike serpents representing the conflicting principles of order and chaos, and they followed their own virtues based on those forces. The serpents take the form of 2 snakes wrapped around together in conflict.
2 snakes coming together, facing each other. But they're one.
Actually, it's 3 snakes. There's one snake in the middle called the Great Earth Serpent of Balance. Here's the thing, though. The Ophidians are entirely correct. The Serpents of Order and Chaos actually exist. You see them. Hell, you talk to them. They are fucking real. So real, in fact, that when the serpent in the middle that keeps order and chaos from destroying each other goes missing, the resulting imbalance and conflict starts to unravel the fabric of reality itself, and threatens to not only destroy Britannia and Serpent Isle, but all of existence in every dimension, everywhere. Basically, the serpents are God in these games. What does this have to do with anything, besides Lord British being every bit the power-mad, intolerant, murderous skid mark the Caesarians think he is? Well, as I said, the Serpent of Balance has been lost. I think what happened is that in Ultima 3, Exodus got so powerful he somehow managed to rip the Earth Serpent out of the Void and bound it to guard Castle Death, and from there, I don't know, it got sealed up in a statue. In the meantime, the other 2 snakes started fighting. The Order Serpent ended up killing the Chaos Serpent, and that really fucked things up. And that's why there are teleport storms. That's the universe destroying itself. And Batlin, well, he's got his own plan, although I'm not 100% sure I fully understand the big picture here. He's gathered the 3 pieces of the Chaos Serpent, and he wants to use them to somehow steal their power. He even tells you that he plans to use this power to become immortal and overthrow the Guardian himself. But something goes wrong, again I'm not sure what, but when Batlin tries to open the Wall of Lights, access the Void, and gain this power, lightning strikes him from out of nowhere and just kills him.
See how I reward those who fail me.
Yeah, but what? The Guardian did that? So he can just smite any poor bastard he wants with Sith lightning at any time? Why doesn't he just use that to kill the Avatar? He could have done that before he destroyed the Black Gate. I don't know. But here's the really bad news. When Batlin fucks up the spell, it releases 3 raw elemental forces of chaos known as the Chaos Banes, and they infect the bodies of your companions and turn them into demigods of chaos. Shamino becomes the Bane of Anarchy. Dupré turns into a monster called the Bane of Wantonness, basically the spirit of lust and selfish desires. And Yolo becomes the Bane of Insanity. Whoa, looks more like the Bane of severe allergies to me. But this is a pretty fucking badass plot, having your friends turn against you and you having to find a way to bring them down. Although I still have to laugh at poor Shamino here. Everyone else gets an awesome new demonic makeover. Dr. Insanulo here gets the clenched teeth and horrible bloodshot eyes. Dupré gets turned into some deranged lizard head guy. And Shamino, the terrible Bane of Anarchy, gets the exact same dopey hangdog look he always had. He just sort of glows blue. I'm sorry, I just can't see the world quailing in terror before a dude in a deerstalker cap. So your old friends, now possessed of this godlike fury, wage a campaign of genocide across the entire island and kill just about everybody. Yeah, well, I didn't need them anyway. They're not really my friends, because I've got the Create Automaton spell. So I'll just make robot versions of my friends and dress them up the same way, and they'll be better, because they don't have to eat or poop or anything. and robots don't abandon you. Not like people do. Anyway, this game is widely considered to be the best of the series because of the high stakes and the shocking turns the plot takes with your longtime companions when you're forced to hunt them down in an attempt to restore their sanity. And I'm mostly inclined to agree, because I love Ultima 7, but again, I have to play the bad guy for this review. There's a few nagging problems with the game engine that really started to wear on me in the second game. Playing Part 1 and Part 2 back-to-back can cause a real severe case of burnout because of these problems. The first thing is the font they chose